Let's start with this Google leak, if you will, that was getting everybody talking. What can you tell us about it?
Well, it's a great story. I mean, Google has on their internal network, in addition to an employee database, something called Google Meme Gen. One of our reporters in our forward vertical, our technology vertical, discovered that Googlers go there to talk about different issues in technology going on in the company, cultural problems, all different kinds of memes, the kind of stuff you might find on 4chan or Reddit, but a private version of it just on the Google intranet where people can comment and kind of post those big character text meme type statements over images.
And, you know, for Google, is this a good or a bad thing? I mean, can you put a positive spin on this stuff getting out?
I think it's great. I think it's great because it shows there's a lighter side. There was nothing really, too secretive inside of it. And what it showed is that Google gets internet culture. Google employees like to goof around and use the same kind of tools that other people who internet enthusiasts like to use. So I think net-net, it showed a lighter, more human side of Google. I think it's a great story.
Brands we know like to take advantage of BuzzFeed. So does the president. Obviously, the debate was a huge story this week. But after the debate, basically the Obama campaign, They put a video up on BuzzFeed. What was the purpose there?
So this is the first political campaign that we've done on BuzzFeed. On BuzzFeed, we only do social content-driven advertising. We don't do any banners. And to our knowledge, this is certainly one of the first content-driven advertisements done by a political campaign. Obama put up in the typical BuzzFeed post format 4 things that he's going to do for the middle class, and I think it just speaks to the fact that content is really becoming more and more, social content is becoming more and more the way people advertise on the internet. This week was Advertising Week in New York City. There were hundreds of events. Every major advertiser and brand was here, and everybody was talking about content. So it's amazing to see that this is already hitting political advertising now.
You guys are also working with Starbucks. Before we talk about that, I want to play a soundbite for people, a blast from the past, the Double Mint twins. Listen to this.
A double great feeling, making you realize Double Mint's the one for you. Double fresh, double smooth, double delicious to chew.
All right, so you get an idea. That is how in the old world...
You're learning from me now. You're doing nostalgia on the air. Bloomberg gets nostalgia now. They're learning from BuzzFeed. I like that.
Well, the point is you're doing kind of a double campaign for Starbucks. Tell us more about it.
Starbucks Double Shot is their iced canned espresso beverage, and we're doing a whole campaign for it, and it's all about doubles. Celebrities that you didn't know that had twins, actors that you didn't know had stunt doubles, and we put all of the Starbucks social media stuff around this great content, but it's getting shared like crazy. I was just looking at the posts before coming on here. Some of them have thousands of Facebook shares, thousands of Facebook tweets, and everybody knows that it's Starbucks. Everybody knows that it's Starbucks creating this content, and it makes a nice association between a fun double and the fact that the product has a double shot of espresso. This is really the way that advertising works and engages people and gets people excited on the internet and really travels around.
Before we go, I want to talk about the sharing surge. We have some interesting numbers on Facebook sharing of the top 5,000 Facebook pages over the last few months. And it went from somewhere under 500,000 shares on a random day in February to more than 1 million by May. And then as of October, a couple of days ago, more than 4 million shares. Now, I bring this up, and it's from Social Bakers, because your theory is that sharing over email is dying. Tell us more about it.
Well, email was the way that we all started out sharing content on the web. What we found in a report that we put out monthly called Social Intelligence, where we look across some of our biggest publisher partners, Time, Us Weekly, Daily Mail, that the number of referrers that have gone to these sites from email has dropped over 8 months from 13 million referrers down to just 5 million referrers. At BuzzFeed, we only get 13% of our traffic from email now. Compare that to 30 or 40% that we get from Facebook in a given month. So there really is this kind of seismic shift to the way that people share content. Everybody is basically sharing on Facebook and Twitter now. Email is only for opinion stuff, salacious stuff, stuff that's very personal.